Bethesda, a company so incompetent the Chinese are turning them into a household fable. Bethesda will do absolutely everything wrong, even if it's impossible. They will find a way. Todd Howard is truly the most worst person ever. But there is one thing that technically even Bethesda could do, right? I know. Those are big words, big man. How can you prove him? Well, I can't, but let's be real. A Fallout 3 remaster is probably ridiculously simple because there's not even anything to censor at this point there, honestly. So, if there's anything Bethesda could potentially do right, it's give Fallout 3 to remaster to another company and don't touch it themselves. Technically possible. Will it be as buggy mess as the Oblivion remaster? Most likely. Probably worse. Because Todd Howard is going to look in that direction and is going to make everything worse by default. But in any case, boys, it is pretty much assured at this point that there is going to be a drop of a remaster very soon. Probably not New Vegas. Again, I don't think that's happening. But for Fallout 3, I think it's very, very likely at this point. Because at this point, we have gotten so much news about it, so much potential, so much speculation. And when you have so much speculation about something Bethesda, something actually always is happening. Except Elder Scrolls 6 and Fallout 5. Those things are not happening. But a remaster? That is probably, I think, very likely to legitimately happen and very soon. I think we are expected Fallout 3 remaster at this point this year. Probably not even... We're probably gonna not even need to wait that long for it also, which is, well, amazing news, technically. Now, granted, a Fallout New Vegas remaster would be better, but everyone knows Todd Howard is a little whiny beast, so he's not never gonna do that. Even though he has already killed and destroyed all the lore that New Vegas had, but, you know, he's still never allowing New Vegas to overthrow him again. Man, what a spiteful person. Absolutely insane. Okay? It makes sense that Fiona from Shrek literally chose a man-eating ogre over a midget. It makes so much sense.
Salutations, everybody. It is Maddie here today. Hope you're all doing absolutely excellent. And unfortunately, I may be bringing down that excellent mood a bit because I do have to play the role of Heartbreaker, which I don't like to do in videos like these because a lot of y'all shoot the messenger. And I'm like, we've been on the internet for how long and we're still shooting the messenger. But look, man, I just want to make sure as many of you avoid immense disappointment as what I'm seeing build up online.
I'm a Bethesda fan. I live in immense disappointment. Arguably, it's where I belong at this point.
And I tried to put a pin in it on Twitter. It doesn't seem to be gaining as much traction as all the rumors surrounding it, so I wanted to make this video talking about the Fallout remake rumors. It's a bit complicated. You're going to get them, and I think we all share the same frustration in Xbox and Bethesda timing them out terribly, but you're going to get what you want. It's just when people think they're getting them, which is very soon, is not the case. So I want to start off by breaking down where all these rumors came from, how they gain traction, and break them down one by one, because it's not just one source, someone said something, it's an official source, and it breaks off from there with a lot of mini theories that have gained traction. So let's go through all of it. First and foremost, ladies and gentlemen, if you're new here, you're into what's going on with Fallout, consider subscribing.
Like and subscribe right now. It takes less than a second. Greatly helps the channel, and it honestly does. Every time you like the video, 2 more people are going to see it. So you actually do have a lot of power here. So thank you for everyone who likes and subscribes. And if you think this stuff is important, definitely like and subscribe right now. Takes less than a second. Thank you, everyone.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, we look here at the official source. It's Amazon, right? Season 2 is in full swing. We're nearing the finale in a couple of weeks.
I haven't watched a single episode. I have watched Synthetic Man talk about it, and I mean, it's as bad as you would expect, but worse somehow. We knew that this franchise is in the gutter, but man, did they over-deliver.
Now, the season's really starting to gain some traction, especially with the 5th episode, which I think left a lot of people like, ooh, where are we going with this one here? But if you go to the official Fallout website that Amazon is running, you'll see that you're able to kind of tour the Fallout sets in this Google Earth-like system, so you can kind of zoom into these different parts of the Fallout universe and roam around these sets and get all the lore and get kind of information on what's happening at this point.
Yeah, we saw this. Bethesda's literally taking a page out of CDPR's playbook and being like, hey, here's vague nothing posting, have fun.
In the timeline, learn more about these factions, see behind the scenes.
Also, am I the only one who absolutely hates when companies do this shit? Oh, here's something to keep you interested because we know you have the attention span of a child. I hate this. I hate when companies do this so absolutely much. It just makes me feel like some kind of animal, honestly, at that point. The fact that they think that I'm gonna be like, wow. No, I hate this. I absolutely hate this. I hope I'm not the only one.
Clips and videos and concept art, it's actually pretty cool. But on this same website, there is a locked little node there that has a countdown that synchronizes with the season finale. IGN covered this and then referenced a bunch of posts on Reddit, which you can see are talking about, yes, a Fallout 3 in
yes, Reddit.
Vegas remaster. And this fanned the flames a lot because it makes sense. I mean, you don't have to look far to see, hey, we just got an Oblivion remaster shadow drop. Or you can see Todd Howard more recently talking about the success.
It was not a shadow drop. It was a coordinated campaign. Absolutely. By the way, I'm actually surprised how the Oblivion campaign actually did so good because there were so many sources leaking it at the same time. Again, Nate the Hate, I think, is an industry plant for sure. And so many different things like that happened at the same time. It was not a shadow drop, obviously. Pretty much no company is shadow dropping anything nowadays. It's all just like, ooh, let's vague post and, inject a lot of information out there so people talk about this. It's never a shadow drop.
Of that, and when discussing Elder Scrolls 6 and if that would get shadow dropped, he said that you could say Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remaster's shadow drop was a test run and that it's possible we see that happen for Elder Scrolls 6. So if Elder Scrolls 6 is going to get it, why wouldn't Fallout 3? Why would
Todd's a lot, by the way, again, lying to everyone's face there. The reason that they are trying to do these shadow drop-ish type of things, which are not real shadow drops again, is because whenever people get to analyze the Bethesda games, even the trailers for stuff, people inevitably come to the conclusion, oh, this is just more Bethesda slop. Well, obviously it is. Again, when Starfield came out, it was... I was one of the people instantaneously like, wait a minute. If we look at these little 0.5 second clips of combat, the game's shit. The enemies are bullet sponges and then they die with one shot for some reason, which was true, by the way. The clipping, the bugs, the graphics, which was true, by the way. The enemy AI was bad, which was true, by the way. Everything looks bad here. And guess who was right? Me. I'm always right, boys. That's why you're probably watching, because you know Daddy's right.
New Vegas, when the IP's running a little hot with the TV show and interest is high and people want to get in on something new. But it doesn't stop there beyond that countdown and those fan theories. Over on Steam, when you search the Fallout games, you'll see that there are 12 available on Steam, yet only 10 are listed. So people are looking at this thinking, oh, this is the Fallout 3 remaster and the Vegas remaster, and they're going to drop at the same time.
We saw this.
In addition to this, people are trying to leave Steam reviews for the game, and it's telling you that you have to wait until the product has yet to be released before you can write a review for it, which is strange because Fallout New Vegas has been out for 15 years now. Feel old yet? And since then, Reddit has picked this up, and we see here that there are posts gaining a lot of traction talking about...
So all of this is just a coincidence. The thing that you can't... the thing about the Steam is a global problem from Steam's end, which they fixed already. It wasn't only that, by the way. It was literally every game.
Imminent New Vegas remaster, given that it lists PS5 as a platform, or that there are these hidden Fallout games on Steam. So... yeah, it's everywhere, and people on Twitter have picked it up. I've seen Instagram reels talking about this. A lot of people are hyped, so I hope this information that I'm about to share with all of you gets out there enough where we can avoid some heartbreak. Because again, at the end of this story, we'll talk about how you're getting it, just not when we all kind of hoped and dreamt we would get it. So let's start off by debunking this timer here. We don't know what this is at this moment in time. However, Jez Corden of Windows Central, before all of this news started to gain traction, had a little write-up about Xbox in 2026. And in there, he talks about Bethesda's 40th anniversary. And he mentions that the timer does not have anything to do with both a new Fallout game or a remaster. So before we all pivot like, oh, it's not 3 in New Vegas because it's 1 and 2, or it's a remaster package of the old games. God willing, I'd love to see that. But that's not happening either. Nothing new in the terms of a Fallout video game. My money's on a couple of ideas, some more exciting than others, but it's not going to be as exciting as a new game. However, as a little glimmer of hope before we start debunking more stuff, he does mention in this article that we are not only getting a Fallout 3 remaster, which we've known about for a long while now, similar to Oblivion, but also that New Vegas is being added into the mix, which is a brand new bit of information. We all assumed this is what Bethesda would do. It was a pretty safe bet. If Fallout 3 was getting a remaster, New Vegas should as well. But now we're getting that sort of firmed up by insiders, and that.
Do these people really think that they're going to be dropped at the same time? Because there's no way. You're doing one, then you're doing a Morrowind remaster, and then you're doing another one. And by that time, you can already remake Fallout 4 or something like that. So again, there are countless ways to shove New Vegas out of the picture here. And Todd's taking all of them.
It is exciting to see. But this also makes a lot of sense why the timer would not be connected to the Fallout games, because when you really think about it, we just got a 15th anniversary collection for New Vegas ahead of Season 2's launch. And I guess I wouldn't be too surprised because of how much Bethesda shook people down for money with the Fallout Day 2025 stream. But
there was some kind of mod that made it so this is two bears high-fiving.
Fallout Day 2025 stream, but we just got that anniversary collection.
Wait, how much this slop costs, do you think? So you get a collector's big box, probably without the game, obviously. Major press patch. Oh, no, Majobi Express patch, Lamau. NCR a recon patch, so literally 2 fucking stickers for your baboon brain. Vault Boy pin. Evaluation cards, and a Victor statue that probably comes with mold, like everything Bethesda has done nowadays. Dude, this probably costs $150, and it's not worth anything. It probably does cost like $100. Oh my lord, it's just, who buys this?
5 stream, but we just got that anniversary collection ahead of Season 2, and if you had a remaster up your sleeve for just a couple of months later, would you really do all of this and just not like tease the New Vegas remaster? I don't know. Beyond what Jez said about the timer, I think just debunking the idea of the game even being ready by that point in time, we imagine Virtuos, who just did the remaster of Oblivion, is going to handle the next remaster for Bethesda Game Studios. Now, even in the most ideal of scenarios, because we know Virtuos and Bethesda moved on really fast after the Oblivion remaster, because a lot of the post-launch support for that game is, I feel, still needed to get an ideal experience, at least on PC. But even in this ideal world where they pieced out and literally the next week they're like, all right, we're working hard on Fallout 3 remaster, that's still under a year to get the game ready by the time Season 2 ends. So yeah, the timing just doesn't add up for that team to be handling it. You could argue it's another team, but I feel like Bethesda would keep this partnership with Virtuos because it worked out really well for both sides when it came to the reception of the remaster, generally speaking, as well as the sales and the team handling a Unreal Engine 5 project that also hosts the creation engine, which can be, as we all know, very finicky. If I were to guess what this timer is, no spoilers for those who are holding off on Season 2, but I just will say I've had a feeling for a while that Season 2 will end with bringing us to the East Coast, whether it be the Commonwealth or the Capital Wasteland. My money is on the latter. I won't say why, but given that this website gives you lore and allows you to see the recreated sets and behind the scenes footage, I imagine that this will allow you to do the same for the next season's location, especially if so much of Season 1 and 2 has been on the West Coast, and that's what the more casual fan knows about. Maybe the more casual fan doesn't know about Fallout on the East Coast. This is a way to start unpacking that and pushing people into Fallout 3.
Considering how dead the lore is, like, who cares where we're going, honestly, at this point? Who cares about not knowing anything about the Brotherhood of the East Coast or whatever of the any coast? None of it probably applies. The Brotherhood just had a civil war for no reason.
Either that, or maybe you get to roam around the secret Vault Tech building that is shrouded in mystery for the majority of Season 2. It's possible it's that as well, but I don't think it has anything at all to do with a video game. And last but not least, excluding any reporting or predictions here, we still have the Bethesda FTC.
Yes, consult the chart that was literally right about nothing. Consult the chart that was right about absolutely not a single thing. Oh, it's only if you just put it 1 year. Oh, no, actually 2 years. Oh, wait, no, some things are 3 years. Oh, some things are 4 years up. This thing is completely incorrect about everything. This is absolutely unusable for predictions. And some mouth breathers are like, this thing has Bethesda games on it. Can you imagine Bethesda games publishing Bethesda games? Oh my god, this is so correct. Look at that. You have the Oblivion remaster. Yes, Oblivion is a Bethesda. Yes, it's a Bethesda game, we know, so something's gonna happen with it. This is like the same as predicting that Fallout 5 and Elder Scrolls 6 are happening at some point. Yes, it's gonna happen at some point. Oh, consult the chart.
Leak that I think easily serves as a point of guidance for the entire community because it's been dead on the whole time. Almost every game you see on this list here has come out 2-ish years after its planned date. And that was because this was made around the time COVID hit, and that set all of these projects back. In fact, one of the few to slip out of that 2-year development window was Oblivion Remaster. So again, if Virtuos is handling it, all the more reason to believe that Fallout 3 Remaster is a 2027 project. Still, according to this chart, we see that Fallout 3 Remaster isn't coming until 2 years after Oblivion's Remaster, which puts us, again, at 2027. And furthermore, if we want to bring in one last insider to discuss this remaster release date, look no further than Nate the Hate, who has had an awesome track record and said in April of 2025 that it'll be a while before we see the Fallout 3 remaster. And more recently, he said it's a planned release. But
this guy literally vague posts so hard. Oh, yes, we're going to get a Bethesda game when they launch a Bethesda game. And people are like, oh, he knows things. Yes, it's going to be a while until something releases. Yes, probably will.
But there isn't any idea of information around the reveal window for this game. So if all we know is it's a while, I don't think that slots into under a year like some are expecting it. And if it sounds like we're running in circles a little bit with this information, we are a little bit, but it speaks to, and I don't think anyone's wrong for it, the hunger for a Fallout New Vegas remaster or a Fallout 3 remaster or a remake or a new Fallout game. Like, yes, I think people are setting themselves up for disappointment, but also Bethesda and Xbox did it to themselves. Like, the first expectation when Xbox bought Bethesda was greenlight some Fallout games, greenlight some Elder Scrolls games. Like, duh, money, sure, right? Especially when Xbox was trying to make exclusives at that time and being more competitive in the traditional way. So, yeah, I think the frustration is fair, but I don't think the information adds up. Now, what are these two hidden Fallout games on Steam? Well, once more, Jez claims that these are the missing localized versions that comply with local laws, but again, don't expect a shadow drop in the short term. And as you can see here on SteamDB, there is a separate version of New Vegas in Russia, and that's because the 1C company published this game there. So it served as a separate international version for Fallout 3 and New Vegas, respectively, which totals out to 2 additional games, which would be the 12 games on that list. And that's why 2 are missing, because if you're in the US, you're not going to see that version of Fallout 3. As for the review of a product that is unreleased, I think this is just a bug. I know it sounds cheap and stupid, and it's like, why is a 15-year-old game having a bug like this? I don't know. Tech is weird, but you can see on SteamDB that there was an update to New Vegas that changed its status to a released video game, and this did coincide with 5 days ago, which is the same time the Reddit rumors started to take off. And if you want to analyze the SteamDB activity, I mean, you can see, just like with Fallout 3, Game of the Year Edition, and New Vegas alike, there's just a ton of activity on all of these DBs. It's really hard to read into something actually happening here. So consider that debunked. And then why are you seeing Fallout New Vegas listed as a PS5 game when it's not, annoyingly so, on PS5? Well, this is also stupid. I'm with all of you when you hear this answer, you go, cloud streaming? Yeah, I know this because I just got the platinum for Fallout New Vegas, and I started my journey on my PS5 because I was hoping, like, I don't know, man, will streaming it run it a little bit better than the PS3 version? Spoilers, it didn't. But yeah, this is why it's listed as PS5 because
Such a disappointing gun, honestly.
technically you can play it there through the PlayStation Now streaming. If you have a PS Plus subscription, you can go ahead and do that if you'd like. And so that's why it's listed as a PS5 platform. Would I love a native version of New Vegas on PlayStation 5? I would have loved it on PS4. That's how far back we were asking for all of this. Again, a lot of this is gaining traction because people just want this badly to happen. So my final thoughts are this. I don't think Amazon would ever control an announcement like this. Just think of this for the future. I don't think Amazon will ever control an announcement like this for Bethesda. And I would even argue to an extent that they would never coincide the two. They're two separate teams running two separate schedules. One's trying to market.
What? I'm sorry. What? Why would Microsoft not allow Amazon to do any of this? Why do you think that the actual... Why do you think Amazon is actually even responsible for the vague posting? Why wouldn't it actually be Bethesda responsible for that instead of Amazon? It does... If you want to make zero sense, I mean, sure, go ahead. Think about these being two completely separate, different entities that have absolutely nothing to do with each other for no reason. Sure, go ahead. I mean, it's the most obvious wrong thing to ever think, but yeah, okay.
The TV show and things around it. One's trying to market games and the things around it. Remember, we're not far removed from the 2025 Fallout Day, where Bethesda didn't even show us a snippet of Season 2 for the show that was about to come out in a couple of months after that. Given the proximity of the release date for Season 2 and how we had things like Burning Springs ready to be shown off in this Fallout Day event, it made more than enough sense for the Season 2 teaser to be here, to have these two kind of link up, handshake a bit, get some casual show fans in to check out this new 76 update, but it wasn't the case. And to me, that's all I needed to see in such an obvious moment for the Fallout show to be present in any way. Goggins showing up, Ella Purnell showing up, Aramo 10 showing up, just someone showing up from the TV show, anything like that. Nothing, though. So for me, that was all I needed to see to know that Amazon and Bethesda are not walking side by side like many of us understandably imagine they would do so, and trying to synchronize products and excitement and all that stuff. I just don't think that's happening.
I mean, they don't have to synchronize things, but you're not gonna be able to tell the difference between one doing a thing and the other doing a thing.
But again, as I've covered extensively on the remaster side of things, we're getting them. I just think the timing of it's not great. Like, by the time you're out of New Vegas in this TV show and we're off to wherever else, then 4 years down the line, here comes Bethesda with the New Vegas remaster. Hey, remember this? Timing is so important. And I think what's going to start to bite some of these companies, maybe not in the sales, but resentment from their play.
Wait, this location is like, is there just a
so important? I think
single diggable grave there and that's it? Was that the point of this? Because this is like such a hidden thing at the very start of the game that most people actually don't even see, and it's surrounded by scorpions, by the way. And like, there's not really anything there.
Timing is so important. I think but resentment from their players is like, oh, it's about time. I don't think it's good to be met with that when your game is announced, because it's beyond excitement now. It's like, this was overdue. I'm not excited. This is so obvious to do. So I think Bethesda's find themselves in that pocket, and I don't know if there's a way for them to do any of this quicker. So they've made their bed. They're lying in it now. But don't worry, everybody. While we have no new Fallout games announced, Amazon did announce a brand new Fallout TV show. Indeed, it's a reality TV show based around Fallout Shelter. And a lot of you have asked me, and no, I have not signed up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember hearing something vaguely about that. Yeah, that sounds absolutely horrible. As everything Bethesda. Anyway, that was Mr. Matty Plays 10 out of 10. Bye!